Welcome back to the podcast where I'm Duran.
I'm Devon.
And I'm Glenn.
And I'm Mike.
Man, that felt
And Mike,
weird.
you got a question for me, brother?
Hold on. You threw me off by how you
I know.
since you started it. And
I let y'all go, right?
Yeah, I did not feel comfortable. Anyways,
That's okay.
Question for y'all.
yo.
What's the most savage thing you've seen?
All right. All right. I think maybe it was just because I was like 13 at the time. Maybe no, like 14, 15. 15. So I don't know. I was, around that age. I went to a concert and it was at Sandstone.
Yeah.
So, it was a big outdoor concert, but there was a section with seats and then, then just people standing out in the fields, right?
Yeah.
But we snuck into the seats area, so we weren't even supposed to be there, but we ended up getting second row somehow, right? I think we had buddies who had tickets there, and they like one would come out with the other ticket and grab one of us, and then they'd switch, and then it was just before they scanned tickets. Anyways, not important to the story.
This context.
This guy next to us was just drunk off of his mind. I'm talking sitting right next to us, just like out of his mind. And then right next to him on the other side was this dude and his 11-year-old nephew. He took him to his concert. This is a metal concert, right? I don't really know what happens, but somehow the drunk guy like hits the 11-year-old. I don't know if he's just kind of like flailing his arms and whatnot, but he hits the 11-year-old. Okay.
This is about to escalate quickly.
Yeah. So this guy's uncle beats the shit out of this guy. I mean, he just starts fucking knocking him in the head with his fist. And this guy like falls down into the seats. Like his head is like stuck in the seats. And the dude jumps up on the seat and just starts stomping on his face into the seats. I mean, just stomping the shit out of him. His head is like in between the seats that it's like folded up. So it's like the back, this dude's head in the seat, like sandwiching him while also getting stomped in the face. And then security comes, breaks up the fight, and removes the dude who got his ass beat.
You know what? I'm entitled to believe that they did that because he was
They
drunk.
knew.
That's why they was like, we saw that whole thing.
Security came in and was like, "You want some of that? Because I don't. Get him out of here. We know who we taking out."
Dude, it was savage to see that man attack him like that, and then it was savage to see him like get away with it.
Damn,
he knew those guys.
Security was on his side.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we were all like, "Yo, he accidentally like." We probably didn't say accidentally. We probably, yo, he beat the shit out of this kid. So, I'm sure we embellished it a little bit.
Juiced it up.
Yeah.
mine's. I have a few stories, but mine's. I'm gonna go with a little more lighthearted one. Okay.
I hope it's not the one.
I saw a video today of this dude getting arrested, and while he's getting arrested, Akon is singing, "I'm locked up."
Oh, I did see that. At first, I seen it posted. It was one of our recommendations.
You know what he was?
Yes.
He was a pedophile.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So it was there's a streamer named Vitali.
Mm-hmm.
He goes around. What he's doing now is he's basically catching pedophiles, setting them up, and he's doing it with celebrities. Like he just had Ryan Garcia. He had Lil Pump was just on there. Akon has been on there. The Game, he had one with The Game on there. It's crazy. That's what he does now. He live streams it.
Dude.
Wow. Yeah, he's locked up now.
But yeah, I saw that and I was like, that's like if I was ever getting arrested, that's the worst thing that could happen.
Bro.
Akon comes out of
What was the Indian outfit doing?
trying to find the
just hyping up Akon while he was singing.
I know. I don't know, man.
Like, what was Akon even doing there? How does that random instance he just popped up?
No, it wasn't random.
I feel like
he was Vitali's guest
host.
He does it. Yeah, he does it with a different celebrity, like every episode.
That's crazy. So, do you think it was staged? Or you think it was real?
I'm sure there was I'm sure some of them are staged and maybe some are real.
But
Because
it's still,
like there's like been I've watched a couple of the like videos like that where it's like you couldn't pay me enough money to say I did the things that they said.
That's the thing. Like, how much would you sell your soul for, essentially?
Not there's
Yo,
no amount of money in that scenario.
it's just like the prank pages. Some of those prank YouTube channels be going too far. And one of my buddies used to watch Top Notch Idiots.
Mhm.
And sometimes they pranks go way too far. And I was like, I don't think that the people that was in the video really knew that they was being recorded or cared less. Because sometimes they brandish weapons.
Right.
The weapon could be fake, but in the instance how they came up to a person, like you could see the bystanders in the video,
Yeah.
and the person they bothered was not the person that was in focus.
Yeah.
So it was like, what? It was just natural.
Like I think like nobody in their right mind is gonna go up to a literal gang in Harlem and be like, "You want the smoke?"
yeah,
And then
And with their hand in their backpack.
yeah, and they like pull out like a cigarette. It's like nobody in their right mind is gonna make that
yeah.
play that prank.
His,
So I think in like in situations like that it's got to be.
and then they laughed. It's a
Oh, nah, he
YouTube
not
video,
laughing.
man. Look,
They,
there's the camera right
yeah.
there.
they be legitimately having black eyes and stuff. Now they've been cut before. They got shot at. And some more stuff. I'm not saying all of it's real.
They're
but,
fucking the dumbest people alive.
but I'm saying some of it. It wasn't supposed to get there, but it got there.
All for
it was
me to-
staged, but they just posted it because that's why it's called Top Notch Idiots.
All for me to swipe up after 30
I
seconds.
know,
Yeah.
right? Like,
I'd be like, man, it's
Hey.
taking too long.
Some people spend hours on that stuff. But back to the question: the most savage thing that I've seen. So we got you seeing drunk guy get stumped out viciously and then tossed out. What about you?
I haven't really seen anything savage. I'm only 18. The most savage thing I had was my little brother, Mondo.
Don't be snitching.
Oh yeah, no, I'm definitely snitching.
I hate the police.
Hey, I skipped town in a week, so
he's about to air it all out. He's been waiting for a hot mic.
so my mom was mad at Mondo or whatever. I'm on the game. I don't hear this is 2020. I haven't showered in 3
he giving
days.
timestamps.
Yeah, 2020. And so my mom was mad at Mondo. He's my little brother. He lets everything fly. That says exactly what he's thinking.
Yep.
So he goes into a room, slams the door behind him. My mom comes right after him. You don't slam no doors in my house. You don't slam no doors. He was like, or what? I don't care. And so she hits him. He winds up to he winds up to hit her back, but he doesn't do it. I was like, he got some coolness.
You talk how I imagine Shaq and Barack Obama baby would talk. Because like you're talking and I hear like little hints of like Shaq, and you'll say something I'm like, oh, that sounds like Obama. What?
I think
You're just like,
All
my
the black guys.
listen, because they just happen to be black. I think Barack is black. I don't know. There's that whole thing.
Barack Obama.
No, but he was like, Mondo is my brother, and when he was little, I just
that
love
barbecue
it, man.
chicken.
It's so good.
Barbecue chicken.
It's hard for me to tell a story without laughing because the story is funny to me. I laugh before I even tell it.
I'm dead.
No, it's good.
Nah, one of these go back to memory back. We call this the Green Van Chronicles. So we used to play basketball at this park called Kissington in Kansas City, Kansas. And some people that we loosely associate with happen to be under the influence, like your guy there. And he got to talking a little bit too crazy. And so one of our friends started putting hands on him. The problem is the guy who was under the influence didn't know when to stop because the influence wouldn't let him realize how badly he was getting beaten up. So when I say he was getting beaten up, I mean he had bruises everywhere. He was turning yellow, man. It was bad. And he kept getting up. And we was like, at this point, it's no point in continuing to beat him up. And so I was like, what are we supposed to do? Because I don't want to jump in. I mean, how he keeps getting up, so we going to have to ride in the car like this now. That dude is riding in the car, and it's just awkward because we just looking at him. So we just like, but it was savage because we knew he was under the influence. So it wasn't no reason to beat him up. He literally wasn't even fighting back. It was no contest.
Oh, speaking of not fighting back,
Oh,
We go dig in the bag for
oh,
Savage.
we gonna dig. You know what I'm talking about, though, don't you?
I do know what you're talking
Oh,
about.
man.
This made me think of another story.
It's about to get
Oh
good.
man.
So when at high school gym, the coach never came up when the class started. He stayed in his office for like 15 minutes after class started. So for 15 minutes, all these high schoolers got to do whatever the hell they wanted, which meant if you had beef, you would go over here and fight.
15 minutes.
15 minutes. You stop the fight. When coach come up, he knows nothing about it. I don't know what happened this day, but we just sitting there waiting. Bell hadn't rang yet, but a lot of people were in the class or in the gym already. We sitting in the bleachers. And me, you, another homie, we sitting up there talking. And we just hear somebody go, bro, you better shut up or I'm going to whoop your ass. And we look back.
Mind you, they like up there because we sitting this way.
Yeah, we have like dome seats. So like the court
Okay.
are at the bottom and the bleachers lead up. And then the exit doors are at the top.
Got it.
So like, we like, what the hell's going on? We look back. And it's this dude who always ran his mouth. Never knew when to shut up. And he kept saying, you ain't going to do nothing to me. Man, dude said, if you say another word to me, I'm going to whoop your ass. Man, you ain't going to do. All we saw was the right hand come, pop him on his right side. His head hit a beam, bounced off, came back to another right. It was like 10 times back, forth.
Yo.
And we all sat there and we just looked like.
At some point, it started to turn into this too. It was real bad. And
Yeah.
It was like, bing, bing,
It was
bing,
like he was
bing.
hitting a punching bag, just doom, 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 doom. And we were just like, damn. And then he stopped and like talked to the dude like he was a kid. Now you gonna quit talking to me, right? Like what? Like damn, you just taught him a whole lesson.
What did we learn here?
You would think that you wouldn't say nothing anymore, right? No.
No, that was not the first nor last time.
He was like, what's the name's dad out South Park? I ain't hear no bell.
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know
And
the reference?
I wasn't a South Park guy.
It's
Wow.
okay.
Man,
It's
we got stories we could
it's
tell
alright.
about that.
I think the most savage
one kid.
savage thing I did was when I first moved up north, because I used to live downtown. When I first moved up north, I started riding the bus, and every time I walked by this kid who I never interacted with, he would always like put his like fat ass. Like he was just like constantly, all the time. Make those
you
noises.
was high school. You weren't even fat in
Do it
high
again.
school.
Middle school. It was middle school.
Dude, the
you
way he
weren't fat?
whispered it, like,
no,
like,
I mean
oh.
not. No, that's what he would do. He'd put his hand over. He'd be like, "Photos." He'd like laugh with his buddy, right? Whatever.
please take
Yeah.
me choking.
Anyways, and so I finally just got tired of it one day, and I was like, "Why don't you go ahead and repeat what you just said?" And he was like, "Fat ass." And I said, "Okay," and just bam, hit him right in the face. I just hit him one time. I go to walk off the bus, and he says something else. He's like 3 rows back. I jumped over the seats, grab him, and I'm just wailing on his face, man, just beating the shit out of this kid. This girl who like used to hate me, all of a sudden you hear him from the back of the bus go, "Beat his ass!" And so anyway, next day I go to school, get called to the principal's office, get 3 days out of school suspension. When I come back, bus driver goes, "I just want you to know the only reason I wrote you up is because when you jumped over the seat, you need some kid in the face who wasn't a part of the fight." And I was like, I can't be mad at that.
Deserved it.
Yeah, I can't be mad at
And
that.
then
Hey, I
they
bet he
replayed
didn't
it.
whisper fat ass no more.
No, he actually like the next time I saw him, he was like, "Hey man, we're cool, right?" And I literally was like, "Dude, fuck you." That was the end of that.
And you know what? That's a good message to end on. Everybody who's watching, no, I'm just kidding. Y'all let us know what y'all most savage thing y'all have ever seen has been. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video. And if you want to be on the podcast, send us a message. And we'll catch y'all next time. Peace.
Peace.